Welcome to This Week in BJJ, the only show running the gamut of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and running it live every Friday night.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of This Week in BJJ. I'm your host, Budo Jake, and I'm here to keep you up to date with all the news in the Jiu Jitsu world. We have a few big news topics to talk to you about. Also, we just got back from San Francisco, where we filmed the San Francisco Open, an amazing tournament. We also filmed an episode of Rolled Up. We're going to be talking about all of that. Also, some latest happenings at Team Lloyd Irvin, Keenan Cornelius news, and more. So let's get to the news. Certainly in Jiu-Jitsu, we have people that are very, very talented. Tday is one of those guys. He's one of the legends of our sports. But talent doesn't always cross over from one sport or one activity to another. Tday recently went snowboarding, and this is what happened. We love you, Tday. Next up, a little heartwarming story from our friends Kyle Ellis and Mariana Bustamante. They are students under Pete Wilhelm at the Triton Fight Center. They had their wedding recently, and they did it their own way. Let's take a look at some photos here. Of course, Jiu-Jitsu is a large part of their life, and so he dressed up in his kimono. Pete Wilhelm dressed up in his Marine Corps dress blues and walked the bride down the aisle. All his classmates came together and pitched in to give them a cost-efficient wedding provided by the minister, the DJ, and the catering. And like I say, they did it their own way. So good job, guys. So last weekend was the San Francisco Open IBJJF tournament, but a couple weeks before that was the Houston Open. We have a couple fights here to show you. First one is Guilherme Mendes. Guilherme's opponent here is Gabriel Martins from Gracie Barra. The Mendes brothers typically don't do a lot of the open tournaments, but this is one that they did last year, and I think the fact that it's right before the Pan makes it an attractive tournament to do. You can see Guilherme Mendes going for the Berimbolo. Gabriel's defending it well. A common counter to the Berimbolo is to pull a 50-50 guard, which Gabriel did here. Oftentimes, Guilherme has to cut weight to move down to light feather, while his brother Rafael Mendes competes in his natural weight of feather. But in this tournament, they both decided to do the feather division. See Guilherme setting up his grip for a Bravo choke. It's one of his favorite techniques. Interesting to note that Guilherme gets the mount points and then goes back to knee on belly. You often hear from Guilherme's opponents that he has so much pressure from the top, and you can see keeping Gabriel on his back the whole time. And there's the arm lock. Guillermo only had one match to go. Actually, only one match in total at this tournament. So that put him in the final. And then his brother, Rafael Mendez, had one match that we're going to take a look at here. That's Rafa Mendez on the right. His opponent on the left is Gustavo Caceres. No surprise here that Rafa's going for the Berimbolo sweep. I'm sure anybody who competes against the Mendez brothers knows what sweeps or submissions they might do, but stopping it is another problem altogether.
Are these adult black belts?
Yes, 10 minutes.
There, he's going to secure the back points. Rafael Mendez operates his Art of Jiu-Jitsu Academy, not too far from our office here in Costa Mesa. The brothers always coach each other. You can hear Guillermo Mendez's voice in the background, coaching his brother. And another armbar. So that put both of the brothers into the finals, in which they closed out the division. So last year, the IBJJF, International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, instituted a ranking system where each of the regional tournaments and the bigger tournaments counted towards a ranking system. And because of that, I think there's a lot more interest for these black belts to compete, and lower belts, to compete in the regional tournaments. So last weekend was the San Francisco Open, and the turnout was incredible. It was a sellout event, like many of IBJJF's tournaments are, but the quality of the black belts that showed up was probably the best event ever outside of the large IBJJF tournaments. Some of the guys that showed up include the Mendez brothers, the Meow brothers, Caio Terrere, Nino Schembri. There's a few others on the list too, but suffice to say, it was a great tournament. We're going to show you some footage from here. We're going to start off with the purple belts. This is the guy who won the Open division, and he was undefeated in all of his matches of the day, Edwin Najmi. Edwin trains with Homoloba Hall. Footlocks are one of his specialties. Here he is facing off against Nick Green. Nick trains with Half Gracie and Kurt Osiander in San Francisco. Obviously, this is the Open, as Nick outweighs Edwin by quite a bit. But this was a super exciting match. Lots of action. Little wardrobe malfunction there. Wow, what a match. It went down to ref's decision, and the decision went to Edwin. Now let's take a look at some... Oh, we still got a few more matches from Edwin. Triangles are another one of Edwin's specialties. And that was the last match of the day. Finished it with the Edwin Najmi footlock. He ended up closing out the division with his teammate, the open weight division. So he remained undefeated all day long. Great job, Edwin. Next, let's take a look at some brown belts. This is the brown belt open. Julian Marquez, who trains with Half Gracie and Kurt Osiander, against Brian Morizi from Atos. This was the final of the brown belt open. Most people who follow lower belts in competition will recognize Brian. He competes all the time. Trains with Andre Galvao in San Diego. Julian might not be quite as recognizable, but obviously another very talented competitor. Obviously very happy Julian Marquez taking home the gold medal in the brown belt absolute division. There's Sean Roberts there. Okay, last footage we have here to show you of the San Francisco Open is of the Meow brothers. Meow brothers are, this is the first time that they've competed in America. You'll notice there's an Atos logo on the back. They've been training with the Mendes brothers. Donald Flowers on the top there. Both of the brothers were so insistent on the Berimbolo. Both of the brothers were undefeated in all their matches in their weight class and in the absolute division.
Attention spectators, please do not lean on the yellow barricade. Spectators, please do not lean on the yellow barricade.
Here we see Brian Marizzi again. So we have two Atos competitors competing. Meow brothers aren't technically members of Atos, but they're representing the team this weekend as they were training with the Mendes brothers before the tournament. This is one of Kaio's students in the Navy GI here. He was doing a great job until he went after the foot.
Okay, we're here with the Meow brothers who went undefeated today in all of their matches. How did it feel to compete for your first time in America?
Eu achei legal, da hora o campeonato. Deu para fazer uma luta boa, assim. Também queria agradecer aos meses ter deixado treinar na academia, que está ajudando muito eu.
They feel very good, they feel very well, and they feel thankful for the Mendes to bring them up here and to compete with everybody. They are feeling very lucky of this.
So you've been training at the Mendes Brothers Academy for this tournament. Why did you choose their academy?
Então, foi... Os Mendes ofereceram a academia deles para nós treinar, nós não tínhamos condição de pagar passagem. Em troca, eles ofereceram a academia para nós treinar e está ajudando bastante a gente.
So the Mendes invited them because they didn't have the condition to come here to train for the Pan Ams, and they liked very much to compete at Pan Ams. So the Rafa and Gui told us, come up here, train with us, and let's do this.
So does this mean when you get your black belts that you will not compete against the Mendes brothers?
Vai demorar muito para me pegar a faixa preta, vai ficar uns 3 anos de marrom ainda.
So it will be a long journey to go to get the black belt, at least 3 or more years to go there.
In your matches today, you were very insistent about the berimbolo. Why be so insistent on just one technique?
Que é uma posição que eu confio bastante, treino todo dia, mas eu estou treinando outras coisas também, calma que vai sair outras coisas aí.
So they feel very confident in their berimbolo, and they train it the whole day, all day, 7 days a week, but they're training a lot of other stuff, and you guys wait to see. They're coming with some brand new stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're so happy to see you guys in America. Congratulations on your great performance today.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Meow brothers. In one correction, I mentioned that was their first time competing in the U.S. It's not. I've since recalled that they were at last year's tournaments. Okay, we got one more piece of footage from the San Francisco Open. This is the black belt open class champ, Gustavo Elias. Here he is facing off against Majid Hage, the baseball choke master. Gustavo was the largest guy in the open weight division, but also very technical. Here is Cashinho, who trains with Caio Terra. Very technical fighter. You see Gustavo wraps his lapel around his leg to set up a knee bar. Here's the finals. This was Caio Terra. He set up a triangle, switched to an arm lock, which he said later on his website that was a mistake to go to the armbar. He should have stayed on the choke. And he was never able to recover after that. Great performance by Gustavo, and props to Caio for being a roosterweight entering the absolute division. That's awesome. Okay, one more news item, and that is congratulations to Simon Hayes, who won an Oscar. He's a BJJ black belt instructor at Carlson Gracie London. and he got the Oscar for Les Miserables for the best sound recording. Simon started studying martial arts at the age of 7 with judo, and then he went to kickboxing, and then he became a jiu-jitsu black belt. He is the guy on the left of the picture that you see right now. He's also worked on movies such as Kick-Ass, Prometheus, X-Men First Class, and Snatch. All right, guys, still got a couple more news topics to go. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I think some guys' mentality sometimes they need to understand that Jiu-Jitsu is not just how you train and how you compete, but it's how you behave outside the mats. Most people, they are gentlemen, but we still have some guys that they don't understand the philosophy of the martial arts. That is a long journey, is a spiritual journey, and they have to evolve and get to be better individuals in general.
Got some breaking news to report, and that involves Lloyd Irvin and Keenan Cornelius. It's been a lot of speculation about whether Keenan Cornelius is going to leave Team Lloyd Irvin or not. If you're not familiar with Keenan, you probably shouldn't be watching the show. Keenan is one of the best brown belts in the world. He's been winning all the tournaments, and recently the news has come out that he is in fact leaving. He's competing this weekend at the Boston Open, and he's representing Team Atos. He had some things to say about his departure. He said leaving his team is not... Well, here we go. He says, I don't know how officially joining a team works, but I don't really want to jump into another team without really getting a feel for the coach. For obvious reasons, I do still need to register for competitions, so I'm asking Professor Galvao if I can do that for the Boston Open in the Pan. After that, Galvao had a response on Twitter where he says, I'd like to say welcome to not only Keenan Cornelius, but also JT Torres. We're going to train hard and reach our goals together. So that's pretty big news. Keenan and JT are two of the very best black belts from Team Lloyd Irvin, and both going to Team Atos is huge. It's still unclear whether Keenan's going to be in San Diego with Galvao or in Costa Mesa with the Mendes brothers. We'll be watching that story closely. And there's a lot of things going on with, there's been a lot of things going on with Lloyd Irvin for the last 2 months. Right now, there's some big news brewing, but it's still a developing story. There's not a lot we can say. There's a lot of rumors flying around back and forth, but there's allegations that his fighter house has been emptied, that there's nobody there anymore, and lots of other stories. So we're going to keep you updated, and we'll be following the stories and trying to get interviews with people and to verify some of the stories that are going on out there. I hope all the fighters end up in good, supportive locations. I'm sure Keenan and JT will do very well at Team Atos. So we were in San Francisco last weekend. We not only filmed the San Francisco Open, but we also filmed a new episode of Rolled Up. This one was something the fans have been asking about for a long time, and that is an episode with Kurt Osiander. We were lucky enough to have not only Kurt there, but also Ralph Gracie. Some of you might have seen some of Kurt's YouTube videos. He has a series called The Move of the Week. There's Ralph Gracie. Ralph's a very intense guy. But I want to report, any of you guys that know anything about Kurt, you know he's very outspoken, but it's all it's all real. He's a very genuine guy, and this episode is going to be amazing. And I know you're still waiting for the Atlanta episode. That's going to be right around the corner, but just want to tell you guys what you have to look forward to. Okay, the Pan tournament is coming up in about 2.5 weeks. That is the world's largest jiu-jitsu tournament. There will be over 3,000 competitors with 10 to 12 mats for 5 days. This is jiu-jitsu overload. But some of you guys like to watch every day, so if you have the time to do it, then you're definitely going to learn a lot. If you only have time to watch the black belts, that's Saturday and Sunday. The dates we're going to be broadcasting are March 20th through the 24th, and as usual, we will have the multi-mat feature where you at home can choose exactly which mat you want to see. Pricing and more details are going to be coming up soon. Stay tuned for that. Any of you guys are in Southern California, there's a good opportunity for a decently priced seminar with one of the best takedown experts at brown belt level that there is. AJ Agazarm is going to have a seminar here at Gracie Baja Mission Viejo. That's on Sunday, March 10th, 1 to 3 o'clock, gi or no gi, whichever you want. And the price is $25. Great deal from one of the most active competing brown belts around. All right, it's that time of the show where we talk about promotions. I'd like to congratulate people that got their black belts. And in the future, if you or any of your friends got their black belts, all you need to do is send us a picture and tell us who they got it from, a little bit of background story on the individual, and we'll be happy to report it. First up, we got Rune Brinkmeyer. Rune got his black belt from Leo Vieira on the 25th of February. It's actually from his instructor, Shimon Mochizuki, and Leo Vieira in Checkmat headquarters in Copenhagen, Denmark. That was during a 3-day seminar with Leo Vieira. Rune has been running BJJ for 10 years, training BJJ for 10 years in Art de Suave, Denmark. Rune is the guy on the right of Leo Vieira with the blue rash guard. Congratulations, Rune. Got one more. That is John Wagner. John got his black belt from Gustavo Dantas. John was an Army veteran and earned his degree from Arizona State University, competing in tournaments all around the world. Trains at GD Jiu-Jitsu, North Phoenix Academy, and been training for 8 years, bilingual in English and Portuguese. Congratulations, John. Okay, got 2 new products to talk about this week, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Team Carlson Gracie Jr. For a long time, there have been no products available, but now we have the 2 new t-shirts. There is the Carlson Gracie School shirt. $19.95, and the Carlson Bulldog shirt, same price, $19.95. These are only available in limited quantities, so if you want one, get one fast. Available on Budo Videos. Okay, just one last thing I wanted to mention about the show. You might be wondering if you're missing an episode. You're not. We're doing the show pretty much every 2 weeks from now on. So we'll have another episode in 2 weeks. But before that, we're going to go to the mats. We don't have a guest tonight, so I'm going to show you one of my favorite moves. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a couple minutes.